Hey YouTube, it's been a while. Oh my god, I hope you guys are doing great. So we're gonna jump right into it, right? So we're gonna touch on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta episode that just aired on Tuesday. And this is wild. Okay, we're gonna break it down. We're definitely gonna start off with Kirk, Rasheeda, and Jasmine. Now, with this particular scene, it starts off with Rashida and Kirk in the car on the way to the courthouse in Fulton County, waiting for to get the trial over with Jasmine in regards to getting custody of not Carter, Cannon, and for me, just watching the Love and Hip Hop franchise when Jasmine first came on the scene, it's been a total chaos. Okay, I just feel like Jasmine should just. Dude, like you had a son by a married man. You knew Kirk was married. You know Rashida is not going anywhere. So it's like, why even stick with this storyline of Kirk doesn't see his son? Out of all his kids that he has, like nobody has badmouthed him of ever like not being in his children's life. So I think that narrative needs to boop boop. It needs to go because you never even here in Atlanta, you never hear Kirk like not taking care of his family. That just does not there's not a rumor that swirls around that he just doesn't take care of his kids. Um so I think they just need to go ahead and just let that storyline go. Jasmine, if you're doing music, stick with the music, girl. Like, show us like what you're trying to pursue. And they showed a little bit of her being in the studio, as Rod was outside, like pulling up and, towing her car. That scene in itself was crazy. But I think I would like to see more of her doing music because she sounds like she got a voice on her. So, I think we need to see more of that. With Kirk and Rashida, the whole situation as well with them and Yandy and Mendices. Like, I'm trying to figure out what happened because Rashida is like really playing this role of she's nobody's friends. She's it's her and her only. It's about her and Kirk. They don't really have friends like that. That's the vibe that I'm getting from Rashida, and I really liked Kirk and Rashida. I was rooting for them because I'm just like, yeah, like they're a cool couple. They go through different things. Okay, that's normal relationship stuff that happens. You go through trials and tribulations, but they are just really like striking a nerve. Like they're really striking a nerve with me, and it goes back to what K Michelle, kind of said in like the first two seasons. Like, Rashida is, all about Kirk and nobody else. She's like nobody's friend. And that's the kind of vibe that I get from her. I'm like, granted, like, no, you don't talk to Yandy every day, but you kind of communicate with her in some sort of, or, some way, shape or form, especially if you go into like her events or, she's showing up for you at different things. So I'm just kind of confused how they even got to that space. That's really awkward. I'm still kind of confused on that. Maybe they can, in the final episode next week when it airs, hopefully they'll have some type of resolve or kind of see where they actually like really stand with one another. Okay. Next thing that really kind of stood out is I know Bambi is dating Ray. She hasn't given up the cookie, which is good. That's a really good thing. Up to her new man, and that's a good thing. I'm proud of her that she's, taking the necessary steps to move on from Scrappy. So that's always a great thing, just for any woman who's ever been in a relationship with their children's father. If you know it's toxic, move on to something better and grow from that situation. So I commend Bambi for doing that. KARLIE, REDD, and Zell. That right there is so crazy. I'm like, KARLIE. For me, KARLIE has always had a man, kept a man, ever since Love and Hip Hop Atlanta franchise started. But I feel like in this particular situation, I really feel like Zell does have her best interest. And he wasn't really, he was talking stuff, but he really wasn't like for real trying to be shady. He just like, hey, I'm for you. I want you to find love. I really want you to be with a person that really isn't out here doing what the rest of these men are doing out here. I want somebody who is like really for you and down for you, like 4 flats and Cadillac. Okay. But KARLIE takes offense to that. Somehow she heard that Zell was talking crap about her and Tilo, and that just did not go over well with her at all. So she came in with the smoke, like, okay, what's up? Like, you're not invited to my wedding. Zell is like, I don't care to go to your wedding because it's not going to last. Woo-doo-woo-doo-woo. And just all heck breaks loose. So I feel like KARLIE, when it comes to men, I feel like KARLIE really needs to sit back, take some time, evaluate. Because she, like, in all honesty, if I can be real, like, she does not take her time. She gets into these relationships. She's only in them for like a couple months, maybe a year at most. I'm like, it takes more than 6 months to a year to really know somebody. Like, you have to at least take a minimum of like 2.5, 3. Because then you really get to see like, okay, this is how they kind of operate. This is what they do. Woo. Is this something that I'm able to deal with? Yes or no? If no, then you know, okay, I need to cut this off and move on with my life. But I think she's just kind of not desperate, but I think because she's been through so much and she's really like wanting that love that every girl desires, to be wholeheartedly loved by a man sincerely, that she's just taking anything. And like, you guys, don't just take any and everything. You got to take what God has for you. Okay? For real. And that's how people get messed up, because they're like, oh, well, they're fine, or they look cute, and woo. I know they have a past, but sometimes, and you can forget people of their past, and people are not their past. However, watch the patterns. If their patterns don't match up to what they're saying, then you need to nix that. You need to get rid of that person and really pray to God and seek God on who is for you. So that way you don't make these mistakes in the future. So overall, this episode, it was really, really good, but I'm disappointed how KARLIE kind of acted towards Zell. Because it's just like, if you know he's genuine and he's coming from a good place, why you take it so personal? I know it's your marriage and everything, and I think every woman who is like down for their husband or their man, they're going to be down for them. But it's like, at the same time too, your friend is trying to open up your eyes to see like, hey, if there's multiple women and women are showing receipts of your husband, texting them, emailing them, whatever, sending photos that are inappropriate, you don't need to be dealing with that. But if that's something that you don't mind dealing with, kudos to you. But I know for me, that's a no-go. That's a no-go, because if God put us together, nobody's going to separate us at all. That part. Now let's jump into Mama D, SHAKIRA, and Scrappy. Now, I think SHAKIRA is a very nice young lady. From what I've seen so far, I feel like she's a beautiful young lady. Her baby is so cute. Scrappy makes really beautiful children. Let's just put it out there. He makes really beautiful kids. And I had a pleasure to speak with Imani before. She is such a sweetheart. Oh my gosh, she's so lovely, just like her mom. And I feel like Shakira, because of certain things that she's went through, she's kind of like not projecting like how she like her anger or anything like that. But and we know Mama D can be down with the foolery sometimes, but it's just like, okay, Mama D really showed her like, okay, I really do care. I know sometimes I get out the way, but in all seriousness, like I really care for you. I'm gonna be here for you, you know, to be your like your support system. So I feel like Shakira should definitely just take some time to really get to know Mama D, kind of know the ins and outs of the family before she goes off. Because let me tell you, those of us who are from up north, it really takes only like one time for you to strike a nerve and for you to get on the bad side. However, over time, you kind of learn like, okay, let me sit back, let me observe, let me watch, let me see if this is something that I want to be around or that I want my children around, you know, to grow up in this particular kind of environment or family structure. So I feel like Shakira should just give Mama D a chance. Well, that is my opinion. That is my review on this particular episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. So, if you like the content that I'm bringing to you, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and share my channel, and share this video with others. Well, I hope to see you next time. Bye.